Thank you for joining us. You've seen how stories from the past, from both books and comics, can inspire us with courage and creativity. Here on the Fulmo Talk series, we carry that spirit forward into the world of ideas. The Fulmo Talk series 2025 has been created to highlight the Fulmo platform. The Fulmo platform was initially created to address the student suicide crisis in India. It has since grown into a full-fledged games hub with happiness practices paired with games. These happiness practices are designed to cultivate resilience, optimism, and gratitude. This talk series has been developed in association with the Esperanto and Conlang Society of South India. Some of the sentences spoken in the introduction and conclusion are in Esperanto, but no knowledge of Esperanto is needed since we always translate all sentences into English. In fact, my knowledge of Esperanto is not very high, so I've often been reading from a script. Today, we are grateful to have you with us as we explore new perspectives together. Today's talk continues Fulmo's journey, full of insight and thought. So, let's begin. Saluton, namaskar, and a big hello to everyone. This is the Fulmo Talk series, a space where we feature ideas that matter. It's my absolute pleasure today to introduce Mr. Achyutha Ram Marri, or Achyutha Ram as we called him during undergrad days at IIT Madras. As we say in Esperanto, bonvenon, welcome. Nu lernu unu de la alia. Let us learn from each other. So I'd like to introduce him with his biography, which I have here. Mr. Ram Marri, his official name, is a senior technology and product leader with over 2 decades of experience driving digital transformation across Fortune 500 companies. He spent 16 years at General Electric as Director of Product Management, leading large-scale innovation initiatives. Ram began his career as a business analyst at ASUS International before moving into consulting and strategy roles at Cognizant. His expertise spans product development, enterprise systems, and stakeholder leadership. He's known for building high-performing teams and delivering impactful technology solutions at global scale. On a personal note, I know him from undergrad days not only because he was in the same branch as me, but also because he was in the same hostel, Narmada Hostel. Go Narmada. And these days he lives in the United States, and he enjoys playing chess, cricket, and hiking in the Blue Ridge Mountains, which are located in the East Coast of the United States. So without further ado, Mr. Achyutha Ram, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I'm excited to be here. Today, I want to talk to you about a sport that's played by over 2.5 billion people across the globe, yet remains relatively unknown here in the United States, and that is the game of cricket. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't this the game with tea breaks and matches that last for days together? Yes, that's part of it. But cricket is also so much more than that. It's a sport of strategy, skill, and storytelling. It's a game that brings entire nations to a standstill. And it's one that I believe you'll find surprisingly fascinating. Let's start with the basics. Cricket is played between 2 teams of 11 players. One team bats, trying to score runs, while the other team bowls and fields, trying to get the batters out. If you're familiar with baseball, this is almost like the brother of baseball. You'll notice some similarities, but also there's some key differences. For instance, The ball is bowled overarm and can bounce before reaching the batter. The batter defends a set of three wooden stumps, also known as the wickets. Instead of running to the bases, the batter runs between the two creases to score runs. And yes, the field is circular and not diamond shaped, unlike baseball. There are three main formats for the game. The first one is called Test cricket. In this format, which is considered to be the oldest format of cricket since its invention, this format, in this format, a game is played for 5 days, almost similar to chess. Very long, on grass, it's slow, strategic, and deeply respected. Then came the one-day international format, where the game is played in one day from start to end. It's faster paced, with each team getting 50 overs to bat. And then thereafter came the T20 cricket format. This is the most popular format today, and it's short and explosive. And often this is compared to the NBA in terms of entertainment. I'm sure you know NBA. All of us love to watch the NBA games, the basketball games. Now, with that said, let me share a personal story about cricket. I grew up watching cricket with my family. One summer, when I was visiting my grandparents in India, and the whole neighborhood gathered around a tiny TV to watch a match between India and Pakistan. If you know anything about the rivalry, you know it's intense. The tensions were palpable. Every run was cheered like a touchdown. Every wicket like a game of winning interception. I remember very, very vividly, India needed 6 runs off of the last ball to win. The batter swung the ball so hard with his bat, and the ball soared into the night sky. It finally landed beyond the boundary, and it was a six, a massive six, and the crowd erupted. Strangers hugged each other. Fireworks went off, and it was pure magic. India had won the game. And that moment taught me something. Cricket is not just a sport, it's a shared experience. It brings people together across cultures, across generations, and even across nations. And here's the exciting part. Cricket is growing in the US too. With the launch of Major League Cricket and the upcoming T20 World Cup being co-hosted by United States in 2026, the sport is making its way into the American hearts. Cities like Dallas, Los Angeles, and New York are already hosting the game. They're hosting several matches with international stars, and the fan base is growing. And so is the curiosity about the game. So why should you care? Why should you care about the game? Why should you care about cricket? Because cricket is more than just a simple game. It's a window into global culture. It's a sport that teaches patience, perseverance, precision, and teamwork. It's a game where a single ball can change the course of history, and where sportsmanship is held in the highest regard. In cricket, players often applaud the opponents for a good shot and for good performance. Umpires wear white coats, and yes, there's still a break for tea in test matches. It's quirky, it's elegant, and it's deeply human. And if you're a fan of stats and you like math, cricket has plenty for you. Batting averages, strike rates, economy rates, bowling averages. It's a paradise for data lovers. People that love to look into data and find trends. If you enjoy fantasy football, you will love fantasy cricket. So whether you watch a match, learn the rules, and the that thrills, start with a game of T20. It's short, it's sweet, it's exciting, and it's easy to follow. You'll see big hits, dramatic catches, and nail-biting finishes in a game of T20. Who knows, you might just become a fan of the game, and that's uniting the world one run at a time. It's a pleasure to share with you my experience and my knowledge about cricket. Thank you so much for listening. Back to the host.
Thank you, Achyut, for such a fantastic talk. Your enthusiasm for cricket really comes through, and I'm really glad you were able to convey the spirit of cricket during your talk. In fact, we have the India versus Pakistan game happening tomorrow. It is the final of the Asia Cup, and we're all gearing up for it. We're all excited about it. And at the same time, we know that in the previous match between India and Pakistan, there were some un-cricket-like gestures on display. For instance, one Pakistani cricketer, Haris Rauf, and actually another one, Sahibzada Farhan, they were both criticized on the internet for engaging in very un-cricket-like conduct. In one case, and this I remember, this is India versus Pakistan, and the Pahalgam attacks were not in the not so distant past, and both of them seem to be referencing that attack, and not in a way that they would distance themselves from it or would express sympathy for the victims of the attack, but rather in a way that seemed to evoke that attack in a positive way. One of them was firing shots in the air as part of his celebration, mock shots, obviously. And the other person did a 6-0 gesture where the 6-0 is supposed to represent the number of jets that Pakistan claims they downed, the Indian jets. Nobody really knows how many jets of India were down, but that is the claim. And that is now intruding into this world of cricket that we know and love, that we have enjoyed watching from our childhoods. And so I want to do something about it. I want to maybe even do a logo contest and then have people come up with a logo where we can respond back to these type of gestures so that maybe Indian cricketers will not have to worry about replying to that even. They can just go back during after-match hours and just point to that little thing and say, hey, here is my answer. And as for what I do on the field, I'm not going to respond to that because it is just ungentlemanly conduct, and there is no need for us to respond to some provocative behavior like that. And I even had this other idea today to maybe create 2 or 3 logos, do a logo contest, and ask Mr. Shashi Tharoor to pick the best one. I don't know if he will. I don't know if we'll be able to convince him to do it. But if he did, wouldn't that be wonderful? We have a way to respond to these type of gestures in a gentlemanly way and in the spirit of cricket. And there has been a spirit of cricket that has been running for decades, even centuries. And we cannot allow incidents like this to ruin it. And that is the motivation and the idea behind this logo contest that we are planning. I hope we're able to get Mr. Shashi Tharoor to pick one of these logos. And the reason why I even bring up Shashi Tharoor is because I know his sister slightly. And so maybe I can persuade her to persuade him. Let us see if it happens. That is the spirit of Jaya. That is the spirit of Fulmo. We try to come up with ideas that convey joy, not death, not killings, not terrorist acts. And that is the spirit we want to carry forward. So thank you very much, Achyutha Ram. The spirit of cricket really came through in your talk. And I do want to also say a sentence in Esperanto, as this is sponsored with the Esperanto and Conlang Society of South India. Dankon pro viace esto. Thank you for being here. So until next time, stay inspired, stay learning, and Fulmo forward. Thank you.